One second here. Let me go ahead and check with the National Weather Service in Phoenix to see if we have any type of warnings or watches as a result of this new rain that is just starting to appear in the Phoenix metro area. Okay, folks, thanks for bearing with me here. Let me go ahead. I just got some new updates here from the National Weather Service. So let me go ahead. I'm reading this for the first time with you here. So there is now a dust storm warning, for portions of the Phoenix area, which looks like this is going to include the southern portions of Phoenix. So if you're in Ahwatukee, you have a dust storm warning in your area right now. Parts of Chandler. Right now, it's just going to be right along Interstate 10 as you approach the valley. Everything west of that is under a dust storm warning here this afternoon as we track that dust storm, which is just south of the valley, which we've been monitoring really this entire past half hour. Right now, the National Weather Service is telling us that this strong storm that we are now monitoring, let me go ahead and make radar here a little bit bigger for you. This radar is now showing that this storm is now just approaching the Santan Loop 202, just east of Arizona Avenue. This is going to be, National Weather Service is advising us that wind gusts are up to 50 miles per hour will be possible with this storm. So again, if you are in the Sun Lakes, Chandler, Gilbert area, there is a storm right now. As we look at ABC 15 Desert Doppler, there is a storm that is just south of the Loop 202, Santan, right east of Arizona Avenue. Right now, the National Weather Service say wind gusts up to 50 miles per hour will be possible for this storm. And also, if you are watching us in the eastern portions of the Phoenix metro, there is a right along Tortilla Flat. There is a flash flood warning that has now gone into effect. So if you're in the Tortilla Flat area, there is a flash flood warning for you right now, just due to some storms that were in the area earlier. And it is still raining in the area right now. So I am monitoring the latest from the National Weather Service. Left side of your screen is what it looks like from Air 15 as we take a look at the valley here. Let me go ahead and show you quickly. This is what Maricopa looks like. It's actually getting a little bit clearer as we've been seeing the dust really work its way through Maricopa. We are now dealing with some rain in the Phoenix area here. As we look at ABC 15 Desert Doppler, you can see some new batches of rain now hitting Mesa. And if you were watching us last night, this is almost deja vu. We saw some heavy rain in the Mesa area last night with some pretty significant damage to some folks in Mesa. We saw a tree really fall on top of a house, and we have been monitoring their situation throughout the day here. But you can see these thunderstorms are now working its way up into the Phoenix area right now, right along the Loop 202 Santan. You're getting a good batch of rain just east of Arizona Avenue and south of the Loop 202 right there. It even stretches now up towards the Mesa, Central Mesa areas. You hit US 60. You now have some rain just north of the US 60 in the Mesa area, and even some more rain along the State Route 87 as you work your way up towards Fountain Hills. So this is really looking like it's going to be an active afternoon here with some thunderstorms. Let me go ahead and show you just so you can see how crazy this dust and rain is right now. We were talking about the dust storm warning that is impacting Interstate 10. Take a look. This is a look at Interstate 10 right now at Queen Creek Road. This is going to be just near State Route 347, which I was telling you about. This is the area where the dust storm warning is in effect. This is a completely, I mean, the visibility is almost down to zero. I think that in the distance is a freeway sign that says State Route 347, the little green blob that you see on the left side. I mean, you can't even barely see that. And then obviously you can see that billboard is right up in center, but you can barely see that freeway sign, and it is down. The visibility, we're being told, is less than a quarter of an inch in areas of Interstate 10, and you can believe it just by looking at this. This is the area where that dust storm that we have been watching all afternoon has really impacted this area. It first started in the Casa Grande area, worked its way up through Maricopa, and it is now impacting areas just south of really where the general Phoenix population lives. So if you're in the Ahwatukee area, if you're in the Sun Lakes area, you are seeing right now some dust that is probably heading right your way. Let me go ahead and show radar here real quickly here. You can actually see that line of dust on the radar. If you look at it with me, you can see that little line that sort of stretches across the valley. That's going to be dust. That is going to be dust that is so large that our ABC 15 Desert Doppler is actually picking that up right now. So you can see if you're living in the Phoenix area, we were just showing you the Queen Creek cam. There it is right there. And you can see that is where the dust is hitting right now. So Ahwatukee, Tempe, Chandler, right now, heads up, you have some blowing dust that is most likely heading your way. And on the back end of that, you have some rain that is now hitting folks in Gilbert. Looks like areas of Chandler just right now. So right now, if you don't have to be on the roads along Interstate 10, along the Loop 101, really along any East Valley Freeway, the US 60, Loop 202, try to avoid it the best you can because you have rain and dust right now. It is just a messy situation out there. So let me go ahead and show you a different vantage point from another one of our ADOT cameras here. This is going to be Interstate 10 at Wild Horse Pass. Looking at this with you here, left side of your screen is going to be where the Wild Horse Pass and Casino is. You can barely see that. In the distance, that is where South Mountain is at. So you can see right now that it is just the visibility right now is just not very good. And a little bit of an encouraging sign right now is we see some cars, but the dust really isn't too bad right specifically where we're at. Hopefully these folks are being safe. Let me go ahead and switch for you one of these ADOT cameras here so we can see what it looks like. Give me 1 second here. But back to radar, you can see where the majority of the rain is now falling in the Phoenix area. This is going to be along the Loop 202 Santan, east of Arizona Avenue. It's going to be along just now. It's going to be north of the US 60 in the Mesa area where we told you that we had rain here yesterday. So this is almost just round two. It's almost just deja vu. We feel like we were just talking to you about this yesterday. So those folks in Mesa are still dealing with some cleanup, and now looks like they're getting some more rain here. So let me go ahead and show you quickly what it looks like. We're moving some ADOT cameras around so you can see what the dust looks like in the distance here. Let me go ahead and show you. This is going to be Interstate 10 at Warner. You can see that cloudiness is dust. That is just a wall of dust right now that is blowing closer and closer and closer to the valley right now. If you're unfamiliar with where this camera is at, let me go ahead and try to show you. Right side of your screen is going to be Ahwatukee. Left side of your screen is going to be Tempe. If you're driving along Interstate 10 at Warner, that's going to be where the IKEA is at. That's that giant IKEA that's right on the side of the freeway here. Right now, we're just getting, it's just passing 4:30 in the afternoon here in Phoenix. We're just starting to get into the evening rush hour. It doesn't look too bad right now, the way that the dust is impacting this area. But if you travel a little bit further down on Interstate 10, you will hit some dust here. So, again, this is the latest images from Desert Doppler. Heavy rain falling along the Loop 202 in the Chandler, Gilbert area right now as you approach Arizona Avenue. You also have some heavy rain in Mesa right now, stretching along the Loop 202, south of the Loop 202, Red Mountain, just north of the US 60 here. And it looks like that those showers, those thunderstorms, are moving a little bit towards the north, maybe a little bit northwest just by looking at this. And then if you look a little bit higher, you can see northeast, you have some rain in the Apache Lake, Tonto Basin, approaching the Fountain Hills area right there. So we will continue to monitor this. Again, here's a look from our ADOT camera. You can see just how dusty it is south of the valley right now as that dust moves into the valley. Give me 1 second here. Let me look at the National Weather Service and see if we have any latest issues, if they've issued any warnings or watches here in the past couple of minutes here. So just looking right now, the latest dust storm warning that was in effect now for the past 20 minutes. A dust storm warning is for the southern portion of Phoenix. As we move here, looks like to be a crash. I'm not sure if this is really impacted by the dust here. So let me go ahead and get you back to radar just for 1 second. A dust storm warning in effect for areas of Ahwatukee and southern portions of Chandler and really right along Interstate 10. A dust storm warning is in effect just due to the blowing dust that we have seen in the area, and now you have some rain. In addition, the National Weather Service is telling us that rain that you see in the East Valley right now that is really moving up from the Sun Lakes area towards Chandler and Gilbert, and it makes its way up towards Mesa, that is possibly, the wind gust in that storm is up to 50 miles per hour. That is possible with this storm as that moves closer and closer towards the Mesa area. If you're watching us east of Phoenix here this afternoon, let me give you a heads up. We have seen some heavy rain, as you can see, northeast of Phoenix and east of Phoenix, northeast of Apache Junction, Apache Lake, Tonto Basin, Rio Verde. You're starting to see some rain. Tortilla Flat. If you are living in Tortilla Flat, there's a flash flood warning in effect until 7:30 p.m. due to the rain that has been falling in the Tortilla Flat area. So once again, if you live in the Tortilla Flat area, there is a flash flood warning in effect until 7:30 p.m. this evening due to the storms that you have seen in that area. But once again, let me go ahead and show you what it looks like. Let me just show you quickly what it looks like in the Phoenix area. So if you are traveling along Interstate 17, you're trying to look and see, hey, is the dust hitting, Central Phoenix yet? It's not. This is what it looks like right now in Central Phoenix. That big mountain that you see in the background, I believe as we're looking south, that is going to be, I believe that will be South Mountain in front of us. So you don't see any type of dust along Interstate 17. So if you're traveling north on Interstate 17, north on State Route 51, you are in the clear right now. This is really just impacting areas south of Phoenix, areas in the East Valley right now. As we continue to watch Desert Doppler here, you can see some more, looks like another thunderstorm really just popping up right along Interstate 10, right as we approach the Loop 202 Santan I-10 interchange right there. That's right where one of the casinos are right there. A new thunderstorm has just popped up there as we continue to see these thunderstorms pop up in the eastern portions of the valley. Mesa, Chandler, Gilbert, and even Tempe is now starting to get into the mix of some rain. So I'm monitoring some of your Facebook comments right now. Let me know if you are seeing any rain in your area. It looks like there is some pretty considerable amount of rain falling in the Ocotillo area right now. So if you live in that neighborhood, give us a heads up. I'm monitoring some of your comments right now to see where it is raining and what you are seeing. If you want, you can go ahead and click, if you're watching us on our ABC 15 Facebook page, click on that radar link so you can zoom in right into your neighborhood and see what it looks like specifically for you. We have this sort of zoomed out right now just to give a little bit of a broader look so you can see all the way from northwest of Congress to northeast of Superior or southeast of Superior so you can see what it looks like. But go ahead, just click on that link. You can zoom into your area and see if you are getting any rain at your work or at your home. Let's say you're looking at work and you want to see if it's raining at your house. Click on that link. Go ahead. This is a interactive link for you here. So right now, just looking at some of your comments right now, Nicole Chapman says it's no raining in Queen Creek. Nicole, you probably saw a little bit of dust here earlier here today. Carmen saying nothing in Metro Phoenix yet. Yep, we are not seeing any type of rain right now in the downtown Phoenix area or central Phoenix right now. You might see some blowing dust coming up, though, so we are continuing to monitor that. But, again, this is what it looks like at I-17 and Dunlap. So this is really central Phoenix. You're not seeing any type of blowing dust or rain right now, but stay tuned. That could change here in the near future. Let me go ahead. Let's see here. See if anybody has any more comments here about some rain that they're seeing in their area. Nancy is saying she lives at Dobson and Germain. No rain yet, but that is, that could obviously change too, just in the area that you are at here. So right now, We are seeing the majority of the rain in the eastern portions of the valley, Mesa, Gilbert, Chandler, Tempe. You are now starting to see some of that. We are starting to see some more widespread rain as we look at Desert Doppler here. Let me go ahead and switch our ADOT camera over so you can see what the dust and rain looks like in the southeastern portion of the valley. Okay, so back with you here live. Right now, our meteorologist Amber Solons is making a little bit of a drawing on that Desert Doppler. You could see she was pointing out where that dust is at and where it is moving here. You can actually see it, how big that dust is, as we were monitoring it from Air 15 here just a couple of minutes ago. We will have Air 15 up in just a couple of minutes here, folks. They did have to land just to get some fuel quickly, but they will launch. They'll get back up so we can see really what this dust and this rain looks like from their vantage point here. But you can see that line that is stretching across the Phoenix Metro now. As we zoom in here a little bit, look at these thunderstorms really starting to develop along the eastern portions of the valley here. Chandler, Mesa, Gilbert, you are now all seeing some rain here and heavy in some areas here. Chelsea Parker, I'm reading some of your comments. Chelsea Parker is saying that she's seen some hail in Gilbert at Cooper and Warner. So that is that's pretty significant there. So if you're living in Gilbert, Chelsea Parker is telling us there is some hail at Cooper and Warner. And right now, let's see. CG Alberto says it's overcast at Broadway and 101. Yep, probably still the way it looks right now. Still overcast. You might see some rain there pretty shortly. Rick is saying at Mesa and Brown Drive you are seeing some rain. Yeah, that's looks like you might be seeing some heavy rain in that area right now. Mary Chapman saying, is there any rain coming to Sun City? Right now, it's all along the eastern portion of the valley. Let me go ahead and show you quickly. Let me drop off this Desert Doppler. This is what it looks like at the Loop 202 Santan at 56th Street. So this is right along Chandler and the Loop 202, right where the Loop 202 and Interstate 10 meet. This is where we've seen a lot of dust as a result of that dust storm that we were showing you earlier coming up from the south. Right now, this area is seeing a mix of rain and dust, which is not good for visibility. Right now, it doesn't look too bad in this area, but that could obviously change once that rain comes in. Let me go ahead and make Desert Doppler here a little bit bigger so you can see what it looks like right now. Right now, again, that line that you see ahead of that, the sort of oranges and yellows and greens, that little almost looks like a little line. That's the best way I can describe it. It's moving across the valley, and that is really a line of dust that we are seeing. So you could be seeing some dust here pretty shortly if you are living in the East Valley. Looks like Ahwatukee, Tempe, you might be seeing some dust right now. As we approach the Phoenix Metro, this might even hit the Sky Harbor area as it gets a little bit closer here to the valley. Let me show you what it looks like outside as a little bit of a wider vantage point right now. This is a view from one of our IP cameras here, one of our valley cameras. You can see a mix of sun and clouds and rain all just in this one shot right here. But let me go ahead and bring you back to another view. You can just see on this ADOT camera how shaky it is and how dusty. That's this visibility that I was talking about here, folks. This visibility right here, it's very, very slim. You can barely see some of these cars as they are in the distance. This is going to be right at the Loop 202 Santan at Kyrene, so just east of the Interstate 10, where we are seeing on Desert Doppler some heavy rain, some winds in the area right now. So if you happen to be traveling, it is just past 4:45 right now in Phoenix. I know a lot of folks get off at 5. If you can stay at your office here just a little bit later, go ahead and try to do that. because we are starting to see some heavy thunderstorms approach the valley this afternoon. Let me go ahead and bring up Desert Doppler so you can see it one more time here. Mesa, Chandler, Gilbert, Ahwatukee, Tempe. Those are just a couple cities. Even Fountain Hills, you're starting to get some rain now as we approach the 5 p.m. hour here in Phoenix. So I'm continuing to monitor some of your comments. Someone was asking about Scottsdale. Scottsdale, you could be seeing some dust right now and some rain that might be heading your way here. Nicholas says that he sees some rain in Chandler. And so, again, still monitoring some of your comments right now, but let me go ahead and check with the National Weather Service here in Phoenix. Let me get the latest. We did have a dust storm warning that was in effect for areas south of the valley. Let me go ahead and check. We just got some new updates here okay, so this is a new update for northeast of the Phoenix area. This is going to be just south of Payson. There is a strong storm right now in the area of Sycamore Creek, Sunflower, Pumpkin Center, and Tonto Basin. Winds are in excess of 40 miles per hour, and there is torrential rainfall and frequent lightning that is possible with that storm. If you're wondering right now what the temperature is in Phoenix, we are below normal right now. That's what the National Weather Service is telling us. The high temperature this afternoon at Sky Harbor was 98 degrees, which is 9 degrees below normal for this day, July 10th. So let's take a look right now. Again, this is what our ADOT camera looks like at the Loop 202 in Kyrene. You can see just how windy it is by the ADOT camera that is moving up and down. The National Weather Service was telling us earlier that this storm that we were looking that came up from the Sun Lakes area towards Chandler, towards Tempe, was capable of carrying wind gusts up to 50 miles per hour with this storm. So this is a storm that is pretty significant here. As we look at Desert Doppler here, this is now impacting the Loop 101. You can see that bright orange and red that is just popped up. It just popped up right on the 101, just south of the US 60. So Loop 101, you have at Warner, Elliott, Guadalupe, you are going to be impacted by this rain now. If anybody knows the Loop 101 in the eastern portions of the valley, it's always messy at this time of day. You add the rainfall, it's just going to get even worse here. So pack your patience if you are leaving your office here in the next couple of minutes. You do have some heavy rain now on the Loop 202. Loop 101. The US 60 doesn't appear there's too much heavy of a rain that is falling right now, but let me go ahead and show you what it looks like at the Loop 202 in Lindsay. I was telling you, this is where we're seeing a significant amount of rainfall. We're going to move it over to Gilbert just so you can see. I mean, look how much rain that has fallen. You can see these vehicles that are moving this rain. This is how much rain that has just dumped on the freeway here in the past couple of minutes with these thunderstorms that have popped up in the Gilbert area, in the Chandler area here this afternoon. All right, so I was just looking at some of your comments here. Let me go ahead and get you back to Desert Doppler as I look at some of your comments here. Whitlow was asking, is there rain for the foothills area? I think you're talking about probably the Ahwatukee foothills area. Right now, what we're seeing as you look at Desert Doppler, you can see some of the rain that is starting to move into the Ahwatukee foothills area, into the Ahwatukee area right now. Some folks asking about El Mirage and Buckeye. We're not seeing too much rain in the western portions of the valley right now. You might have some blowing dust that hits your area, but right now this rain is just being focused in on the eastern portions of the valley, Tempe, Mesa, Gilbert, Chandler. That right now is where the majority of the rain is at. Mark and Nicholas Andrews both reported heavy wind and rain in the Chandler area right now. Holly Jones, you're asking about Surprise. Surprise, again, that you can see Surprise on the map. Pretty clear in Surprise right now as we look at Desert Doppler. And Glendale. Glendale might see, again, some blowing dust heading its way and some rain. We'll just have to see how these storms really develop right now. Stephanie's asking about Apache Junction. I know we're just cut off on the radar right now as we zoom in a little bit so we can get a closer look at the East Valley. But Apache Junction right now, you're not seeing too much of heavy rainfall. Let me go ahead and show you again what it looks like at the Loop 202 in Gilbert, where we have seen some heavy rainfall in the past couple of minutes. As you see, cars are really just pushing that water across the freeway. You can see how much rain it truly has fallen in the past couple of minutes right along the Loop 202 Santan at Gilbert here this afternoon. And I was just checking with the National Weather Service to see if there was any new advisories or updates that they have issued as a result of this rain that is hitting the valley right now. But I don't see any type of watches or warnings for the valley. We did have a dust storm warning that was in effect for areas of Ahwatukee and south of the Phoenix area due to a very large dust storm that we were watching here earlier. As I mentioned to you before, that dust was really hitting Interstate 8 south of Phoenix. Eastbound Interstate 8 is closed west of Casa Grande right now due to a crash. Not sure if that is related or not to the dust storm or not. But let me go ahead and bring you back to live pictures as we look at Desert Doppler. You can see the rain really starting to fill in. Folks, I was just telling you a couple seconds ago, it wasn't too much of a heavy rainfall that was falling on along US 60, but now we are starting to see some heavy rainfall on US 60. We're at the US 60 Loop 101 split right there. You can see the rainfall, the rain turning from green on the radar to that bright orange and red. So that usually means that there's heavier showers in that area. We're now starting to see some rain pick up in the Ahwatukee area. So right as you go along the Pecos and where that new extension of the South Mountain Freeway will be at, you can see some heavy rain that is really just starting to develop right there. And as you look at that line that is moving across, that is some dust that you see. So you might see some dust here soon in the Sky Harbor area if you work by the airport near 44th Street. Our office is right near 44th Street in Van Buren, and so we could be seeing some dust here pretty shortly. And as that moves across, you can see rain in Mesa, Tempe, Gilbert, and Chandler right now as we track these storms. Air 15 will be up here momentarily where we will continue to track the storms from above here. But let me go ahead and check with my news desk to see right now if we do have any additional information on any watches or warnings here. Give me 1 second here, folks. Okay, back with you here live. Let me go ahead and show you. We just have one of our live drive cameras that just got out on the road here. A lot of people asking about what does it look like in the Phoenix area. This is going to be the stack right here, folks. This is going to be right at Interstate 17, right at the split between Interstate 17 and the Interstate 10 interchange. You can see those dark clouds in the East Valley that we've been showing you on Desert Doppler. This is as we approach now arriving on Interstate 17. So not too much of a dusty conditions as you see right here in central Phoenix in the downtown Phoenix area. But as you move closer to the east, that is where the majority of your rain is coming. That's what we've seen on Desert Doppler here. So I just wanted to show you that real quickly just so you could see what it looks like in central Phoenix. Not dusty really at all as you approach Interstate 17 and the stack. But again, back to Desert Doppler. I was just told that Air 15 should be up here momentarily again. If you're watching us, you saw a really, really large dust storm that hit Maricopa and Casa Grande here earlier. That really blanketed all of Maricopa. We were watching it where it just completely covered the town of Maricopa, and now we are now dealing with rain in the Phoenix area here this afternoon. And this is almost like deja vu here, folks, where it is just completely moving across the valley. And a couple of you are asking here if we can update our Desert Doppler. This is being updated continuously. Right now, you might see that timestamp where it says 4:30, but it's being continuously updated. It just changes the timestamps every half hour, but we are updating this continuously. So you're looking at live images from our latest images of Desert Doppler here. Again, I'm still monitoring some of your comments right now. Nicholas is saying that he's seen some good lightning and rain in the Chandler area right now. Again, folks, I know some of you are asking about radar. These are the latest images from our ABC 15 Desert Doppler. It does say 430 on it, but these are the latest images right now. Let me go ahead and show you quickly what it looks like from a statewide view. I know some of you are asking about some flash flood watches and warnings. You can see what it looks like in Globe and Kearney, Roosevelt Lake. That is what it is looking like right there. And you can see where the flash flood warnings are in effect. You can see flash flood warning is in effect for the Apache Lake area and just northeast of Apache Junction until 7:30 p.m. We've seen some considerable storms in that area. That dust storm warning that I was telling you about that is impacting areas of Ahwatukee right along Interstate 10, that dust storm warning is now in effect until 5 p.m. here. So that will expire in about 4 minutes where we saw that large dust hit the valley. But let me go ahead and show you quickly again what it looks like where we're seeing some heavy rain in the southeastern portions of the valley. Here's a Loop 202 Kyrene. You can see how windy and rainy it is as folks are getting on and off the freeway here. This is the Loop 202 Santan at Kyrene. You can see how much water is on these roads here. It's just a lot of rain that has fallen over the past couple of minutes in the Loop 202 Kyrene area. We've watched the storm come all the way up from the Sun Lakes area, work its way up south of Loop 202, and then eventually make its way north onto the Loop 202 right now. I know some of you were asking, looks like Terry Ryan, you're asking about the Santan Valley area. Let me go ahead and show you a wide look right now of the Santan Valley, of the entire valley. You can see majority of the rain right now is northwest of the Santan Valley area. So if you're in the Santan Valley area right now, Queen Creek, you should be in the clear for right now. Rick is saying that the rain has stopped at Mesa and Brown. So if you're in the Mesa Brown area, you might have a little bit of a break from the rain, as we saw a pretty good downpour there just for the past couple of minutes. And yeah, Jenny Ward saying looks like Kearney is finally getting some rain. Yeah, Kearney is seeing some rain here this afternoon. So we are definitely tracking some widespread storms, which you can see from this broader look. You have storms north of New River, northeast of Tonto Basin, east of Apache Lake, and then now really impacting the Ahwatukee, Tempe, Chandler, Gilbert area as it approaches the US 60 and works its way up, which appears to be working its way up towards the Loop 202 Red Mountain, towards Sky Harbor, towards Scottsdale. So we're going to keep an eye on that so we can see where this storm moves to. But just so you can see what it looks like outside, you can see the rain. It's actually falling right in front of the SADOT camera right now. You can see how much rain is falling on the Loop 202. This is going to be the Loop 202 Santan Kyrene, just east of Interstate 10, really where the Chandler, Ahwatukee, Gilbert, where the Chandler and Ahwatukee border really intersect right there. You can see a large amount of rain falling in that area right now. All right, back with you here live as we approach the 5 p.m. hour here in Phoenix. I know a lot of folks are just getting ready to leave their office here and getting ready to get on the road. This is really when our evening rush hour really starts to really get underway here in the Phoenix area. Some would argue it happens a little bit closer to 3 or 4, but we're starting to see majority of the traffic at 5. At any rate, right now the National Weather Service is telling us that a couple advisories that just came out here Let me go ahead and tell you what the National Weather Service. This is as active as of. First one came in at 4:55 p.m. So just the past couple of minutes. Let me go ahead and tell you what the latest information that we have from them. They're telling us right now there's a strong storm over the Tempe area, which you can see right now on Desert Doppler. So as we continue to look at Desert Doppler, you can see that strong storm over Tempe, really over Tempe Chandler area. National Weather Service is telling us that this storm right here over Tempe and Chandler is producing wind gusts up to 50 miles per hour. So this is a heavy storm here. This is producing wind gusts up to 50 miles per hour, heavy rainfall, and frequent lightning is all a result of this storm, which you see right on Desert Doppler. And if you look right on that E, just pop it up. That means there's a lightning strike right along the Interstate 10 area, right east of Ahwatukee. So as we continue to look, let me go ahead and show you. We just got another advisory from the National Weather Service in Phoenix. The National Weather Service in Phoenix is telling us that there's a dust advisory now for. This is going to impact areas of the western portion of Phoenix. So the western portions of Phoenix. You weren't really getting on the weather here today, but that just about to change here. National Weather Service in Phoenix is telling us that wall of dust that we have been tracking all afternoon is now moving northwest. So that will impact those folks in the western portions of the valley. Goodyear, Levine, Avondale, Tolleson, you will start seeing some dust. That's what the National Weather Service is telling us right now. National Weather Service says drivers should use extra caution and pull aside if you encounter any dust. As you know the phrase, pull aside, stay alive. If you encounter any type of dust, go ahead, do what's best, and just pull over. Let me go ahead and show you what it looks like on the road here. This is going to be the Loop 202 in Kyrene, where we are seeing a significant amount of rain here in the past half hour or so, where we are getting, you can see the ADOT camera is just shaking due to how high the wind gusts are in this area here. Let me go ahead and show you. Actually, just got a new vantage point. This is from our ABC 15 live drive. You can see one of our reporters is out there right now, not driving. Our reporter's in the passenger seat. We have a photographer that is driving. Look at that wall of dust. We're right at Adams Street. I think it was 17th Avenue and Adams. As we approach now the downtown Phoenix area, look at that dust that is coming right towards the Phoenix area right now. This is right towards the Phoenix metro area. So what you have right now is a little bit of a unique situation. You have the dust that is really coming, and then right behind it is going to be that rain. So if you got your car washed today, I don't really know what to tell you. You're going to have to probably wash it again tomorrow because you're going to have some dust coming your way if you're in the Phoenix area right now. As we take a look at this dust coming right towards the Phoenix metro area. I'm still monitoring some of your Facebook comments here. I know some of you were saying that it's very windy. Diana O'Neill says the winds are howling in Tempe. Another report of it raining in Mesa. So, yeah, we're getting some widespread. Emily says she lives in Tempe and she's getting some sprinkling. So, right now, again, widespread rain in the eastern portions of the valley. Tiffany is saying it is raining in Mesa. So, go ahead and keep us updated. I'm going to continue to monitor your Facebook comments here. But let me go ahead and pull up our Air 15 picture, which just got up. So, bear with me one moment here, folks. Okay, so the left side of your screen is going to be our live pictures where you can see that is rain that is falling. So what Air 15 was tracking before was dust. That is just rain that is just dumping on the eastern portions of the valley right now. I believe that mountain, let me make this a little bit bigger for you guys here. There we go. I believe that mountain that's right underneath my banner. Let's take that off for a second too. Yep, I believe that is going to be the Papago Park area. As we look towards the eastern portions of the valley, it's going to be Tempe and the Chandler Mesa area. As we go a little bit deeper, you'll eventually get to Gilbert. But that is that large storm that you can see in the East Valley right now. As we look at Desert Doppler, you can see exactly what we're looking at. Right side of your screen is Desert Doppler. You can see that just that heavy rain that is on Desert Doppler. And the left side of your screen is actually that rain. So we are seeing it really in two different angles right there. This is going to be a Loop 202 in Kyrene. Heavy rain falling in the Chandler area right now. As you can see, cars are going pretty slow. Looks like we even have some cars that are stopped in the apron right there, right in the median of the Loop 202 Kyrene and the main line. And then as you look right now, let me go ahead and show you what it looks like in Desert Doppler, where you can see that dust and that rain all coming together. Okay, so back with your live, folks. This is going to be a little bit closer. This is where our live drive camera is. This is going to be right, I believe we're right south of downtown Phoenix. Excuse me, I'm looking at this with you at the same time here. So we're right, yeah, it's going to be right at Interstate 17, just south of downtown Phoenix here. And let me go ahead and show you what it looks like from Air 15. You have that mixture of that rain and dust. Just doesn't make a good combo for you out there. So you can see, let me remove the banner so you can see it real quickly. Those buildings that are on the right side of the screen, it's downtown Phoenix. So that blowing dust advisory that I was telling you about in the Phoenix metro area, that is going to be what you see right there. That wall of dust is going to be impacting downtown Phoenix here in just a couple of minutes here. And let me go ahead and show you what it looks like. We have a City of Phoenix camera. Bear with me for just a second here as I pull it up. Okay, so let me show you here real quick. Again, thanks for bearing with me. This is the dust that is approaching the downtown Phoenix area. Let me go ahead and show you. We have, with our partnerships with the City of Phoenix, what it looks like from City Hall. This is what it looks like. You can see South Mountain in the background here. You can see the view from City Hall as that dust approaches the downtown Phoenix area. It's moving northwest. So as I said, we were watching this dust storm really roll in between, up from the Maricopa area, and it worked its way towards the valley here. We are under a dust advisory for portions of central Phoenix and everything west of downtown Phoenix. Really, if you live west of downtown Phoenix, go ahead and expect some dust here in the next couple of minutes here, folks, as you see this dust approaching the downtown Phoenix area. Let me go ahead and give you another look of what it looks like from Air 15. That's downtown Phoenix, those buildings that you see popping up right towards the middle of your screen. And that's that dust that is moving northwest right towards portions of, right now that looks like it's blocking South Mountain. So if you live in Laveen right now, you have to be covered in dust. Laveen is probably covered in dust right now. The South Mountain area, as you approach Baseline, work your way up, you are going to be covered in dust if you live anywhere near South Mountain right now. As that moves northwest, communities such as Tolleson, Glendale, you should see some dust here in the next couple of minutes. And it's actually pretty impressive. We've seen the dust actually move all the way from Casa Grande, work its way up towards Maricopa, past Ahwatukee, and then work its way now towards the Laveen area. Let me go ahead and show you what it looks like on Desert Doppler. You can see we're not just dealing with dust here, folks. We're dealing with rain. You can see rain falling just in the area right now of Fountain Hills, north Scottsdale. So if you live just north of the Loop 101 in Scottsdale, you're seeing some heavy rain. We're also seeing some heavy rain in the Ahwatukee area. Let me go ahead and get rid of this banner so you can see what it looks like in Ahwatukee. We're seeing some lightning strikes along I-10. That's probably going to be right along Interstate 10 and Baseline, Interstate 10 and Elliott. You're seeing some heavy rain, and then that's working its way up right now, right towards the Broadway curve. As I put this banner back up, right towards the Broadway curve, we're starting to see see some heavy rain as we actually, let me go ahead and show you what it looks like on our ADOT camera here. Here's the Broadway curve. This looks like some pretty heavy rain as you look towards Sky Harbor right now. Just west of here, just on the left side of your screen, that's going to be where the Angels have their spring training camp here. So you can see some very, very heavy rain. Almost looks like some hail. I could be wrong. We'll have to check with the meteorologist Amber Solons, but it looks like some significant participation that is falling in this area right now. So I know a lot of folks leave their buildings at 5 p.m. to get on the roads, but go ahead, just use some extra caution here this afternoon as you are driving on the roads here. So these are live pictures of, again, Interstate 10 at the Broadway curve, Interstate 10 in Southern to be exact. This is going to be some very, very heavy rain that is falling in the area right now. We have vantage points really across the valley here right now. Let me go ahead and sort of just show you the different vantage points of what we got here. Again, thanks for making ABC 15 your choice for weather coverage during this monsoon season. We have team coverage. We have crews across the valley that are really trying to do their best to make sure that we have these monsoon storms that are moving into the valley. We have it completely covered. So let me go ahead and just break down for you all the different angles that we have. This is a look from Air 15. You can see on the left side of your screen, that's going to be Papago Park area. That's going to be the eastern portions of the valley as you look at the rain that is falling in the Gilbert, Tempe, Chandler area here this afternoon. Next screen is the next screen that I was just talking about earlier. Interstate 10 at Southern, right at the Broadway curve here. Some very, very heavy rain that is falling as a result of some of these thunderstorms that are moving through the area. We also have one of our desert live drives that are in the area of Central Phoenix right now, so we're seeing some heavy rains that are starting to come as a result of that blowing dust that we were telling you about earlier. And then let me go ahead and show you quickly what it looks like on Desert Doppler. You can see some of that rain now moving right towards the Central Phoenix area, right towards Sky Harbor. Let me go ahead and take down our banner real quickly here so you can see what it looks like. But you can see Ahwatukee getting in on the action right now on some rain. You can also see Chandler, Mesa, Tempe, right along Interstate 10 and right along the US 60, right where I was showing you earlier. That is where a lot of this rain is falling right now. And speaking of Central Phoenix, this is what it looks like from the city of Phoenix's tower cam right above City Hall. You can see the dust on the right side of your screen. And you can't even see South Mountain. You should see South Mountain in this picture, and you can't even see it. That is a mixture of dust on the right side of your screen. Left side of the screen is going to be rain. So we'll watch this and monitor this and see what this looks like here in the next couple of minutes. But let me just go ahead and bring you back here live so you can see that heavy, heavy rain that is falling right now along the Broadway curve on Interstate 10. And still read some of your comments here as I look on our ABC 15 Facebook page. Thanks for joining us here this afternoon. Stevie's saying it's pouring in Fountain Hills right now, and yeah, Stevie, you'd be right. Let's take a look at that Desert Doppler cam so you can see Fountain Hills is seeing some significant rain. Outskirts of Fountain Hills right now as that moves towards the far northern portions of Scottsdale. You are definitely seeing some heavy rain right now. Let me go ahead and pull up that double box just so you can see. That's our left side of is the view from Air 15. Right side is your view of Desert Doppler here this afternoon. But again, I'm monitoring some of your comments. Again, western portions of the valley, you haven't really been impacted by the storms today. That will probably change here pretty shortly as we look at Desert Doppler and looking at our live pictures. Expect to see some blowing dust in the western portions of the valley here very shortly. There has been a dust advisory issued by the National Weather Service in Phoenix just due to that blowing dust that is pushing northwest here. Cheryl is saying it is pouring in Tempe along Highway 60, US 60 and Mill Avenue. And that's right. We were just looking at the live pictures from the Broadway curve, and it is definitely coming down there pretty strong in the Tempe, Phoenix area right now. Robin is saying Robin and Dory both saying that it is raining pretty significantly in Mesa. Michelle is saying right now that so it is safe to say I can get on the Loop 202 at Val Vista. Right now, we are still seeing some rain that is moving towards the Loop 202 Red Mountain. We are not seeing any rain on the Loop 202 at Val Vista. It doesn't appear right now, but obviously that could change here as these monsoon storms here are pretty unpredictable. If you are watching us on our ABC 15 Facebook page, we do have a link for our radar page. Go ahead and click on that so you can see what it looks like specifically in your neighborhood. But again, here's some live pictures of what it looks like at I-10 and the Broadway curve here this afternoon. Let me go ahead and show you a little bit of a different vantage point here. We have one of our ABC 15 live drives in that same area. As you can see, this is what it looks like as you have a mix of sun and clouds, a little bit of blue sky, everything in between, right in the area. I believe we're right west of the Broadway curve, so we're approaching some of that rain as it moves towards the northwestern portions of the valley. But again, here's a live look at Doppler radar, just so you can get a glimpse of what it looks like in the valley right now. Majority of the rain is now moving northwest towards the downtown Phoenix area. All right, back with you here live. Left side of your screen is going to be a live pictures from Air 15 as we zoom in on that rain. As we just lost that picture here. Give me 1 second, folks. Let me get you another picture. This is going to be Interstate 10 at the Broadway curve area where we're seeing some significant rain. You can see just how wet that dirt is on the right side of your screen, where they have been doing some construction on that building here for a little bit. It's just a muddy mess after this rain that has been impacting the area. The National Weather Service has issued a dust advisory for portions of the Phoenix metro area, including downtown Phoenix and everything really west of downtown Phoenix, including areas of Goodyear, Avondale, Glendale. You're all part of that dust advisory. So you should expect some blowing dust that is coming your way here shortly. Let me go ahead and show you what it looks like from our City of Phoenix tower cam. This is brought to you by the City of Phoenix. They have one of those Nest cameras right on top of their City Hall building. You can see this is a live picture, so you can see left side of your screen. That's that rain that we've been tracking right along Interstate 10. And then right side of your screen, that's that remnants of that dust. So really, this is a little bit of everything. And even on the top right, you can see that blue sky that is coming from a mixture of the dust and the rain. You're really getting a little bit of a mix of everything right here. But again, right now we are tracking some heavy rain along the Broadway curve, and it looks like, let me go ahead and remove this banner so you can see it real quickly. A new little thunderstorm has just popped up south of Goodyear, so we're going to monitor that and see if that comes towards Goodyear and the Buckeye area. As we update Desert Doppler here, it looks like a flood advisory has just been issued for portions of Phoenix, and this looks like this is going to impact everyone as far east as Mesa, Chandler, and Tempe, as far south as you get towards the 347. Ahwatukee, you're right in the middle of that, and downtown Phoenix. You guys are under a flood advisory until 8:15 p.m. just due to this heavy rain that is moving across this portion of the valley right now. As we continue to look at this, you can see rain falling. It was coming down pretty heavily, what we're being told, in Fountain Hills area. That's moving northwest towards the far northern portions of Scottsdale. Once you get up north of the Loop 101, north of Frank Lloyd Wright, that area, you're starting to see some rain right now. And then again, that rain is pushing its way over South Mountain and working its way towards the Phoenix metro area right now. Let me go ahead and show you what that looks like from our City of Phoenix tower cam. As you look at these live pictures, you can see that rain slowly starting to come towards downtown Phoenix. So we're going to monitor this and see what this looks like here in the next couple of minutes. But again, here's some live pictures of Interstate 10 at the Broadway curve as we take a look at that heavy rain that is falling. All right, so back with you here live. These are live pictures of Interstate 10 at the Broadway curve, where you can see some pretty significant rainfall that is falling. I wanted to show you quickly what it looks like from our ABC 15 Live Drive camera. You can see as we approach really the rain and the dust. It almost looks like a mixture right now as we continue to approach this rain. We are being told of some heavy rain, and you can see it on Desert Doppler in the Ahwatukee area, in the southeastern portions of the valley, where we've been monitoring rain here for really the past couple of hours. We've been monitoring dust. You've been watching with me here. We were watching some rain that was falling in the Chandler area, and then it worked its way up towards Mesa and Gilbert and Tempe, and that is where we are right now. So you can see that rain moving northwest right towards Sky Harbor, right towards downtown Phoenix. And we do have one of our tower cameras that is on top of City Hall. This is provided by us by the City of Phoenix. Let me go ahead and show that to you quickly so you can see. And that's actually a plane landing. This is right in the flight path. So right now, planes are still landing. This is a clear evidence right here that planes are still landing in the at Phoenix Sky Harbor Airport here. So, if you have any travel plans this afternoon, that is a good sign that planes are still coming and going, because we saw yesterday that there was a weather warning because of the rain that was falling in and around Phoenix Sky Harbor Airport. So, let me go ahead and show you quickly again what it looks like from Desert Doppler as we take a look right now of what it looks like of across the valley. You're seeing some heavy rain in Ahwatukee, Phoenix, Mesa, and that we're seeing a cell right now that just popped up that we'll see if it approaches Goodyear. These storms this afternoon have been working its way northwest. So if this is following suit, we could see this thunderstorm really make its way in towards the Goodyear, Buckeye area here. Litchfield Park may even see some rain here this afternoon. But we'll see this large thunderstorm that you see right at the center of your screen is moving right towards State Route 143 in the airport, and should work its way right through downtown Phoenix. And again, we have a camera that is right there, so we will continue to monitor that immediately. So I'm just getting some new information from the National Weather Service. Let me go ahead and read that to you, just so you have the latest information. And thanks for joining us here on our ABC 15 Facebook page throughout the afternoon here. Let me go ahead and tell you the latest information from the National Weather Service here in Phoenix. This is a current as of about 8 minutes ago. They're telling us that the strong thunderstorm that I was just telling you will impact the following areas: Phoenix, Glendale, Laveen, downtown Phoenix, and Sky Harbor. National Weather Service says to expect wind gusts up to 50 miles per hour and heavy rainfall. So once again, that rain that you see right at the center of your screen, right where it says Phoenix, that is a strong thunderstorm that will impact Phoenix, Glendale, Laveen, downtown Phoenix, and the Sky Harbor Airport area. The National Weather Service says to expect wind gusts up to 50 miles per hour and some heavy rainfall. As a result of these storms that we have seen this afternoon, in urban and small stream flooding has been impacted for the following areas: Phoenix, Mesa, Chandler, Gilbert, Tempe, Sun Lakes, South Mountain, and Sky Harbor Airport. You are all under an urban and small stream advisory as a result of these storms. And right now, we are being told that strong thunderstorm that I was telling you about, that was just south of Goodyear, this storm is moving slowly northwest. That's what the National Weather Service is saying, and it has wind gusts up to 50 miles per hour. Okay, back with you here live. We're just getting some updates here. This storm that you're seeing just south of Goodyear will be moving northwest. Should impact the areas of Goodyear and Buckeye here in just a little bit. It's moving very, very slowly northwest. Let me go ahead and show you what it looks like as you get a little bit. We've been showing you the Broadway curve, but as the storm moves northwest, I wanted to show you what it looks like at Interstate 10 at 32nd Street. This is going to be just west of the Broadway curve if you're familiar with the area south of Sky Harbor. Interstate 10 at 32nd Street, some very heavy rain that is falling in that area now. You can see as those larger trucks go by how much water they are actually moving across the roads. And let me go ahead and show you what it looks like in central Phoenix. This is from our ABC 15 Desert Live Drive. You can see, I'm not sure exactly which roads they are at. It's difficult for me to see. But this is going to be the central Phoenix area as they work their way through these storms. You can see some ponding already in some areas, as it looks like it's going to be 40th Street and Indian School area. As we work its way, you can see some rain puddling on the right side of the screen as we look at some very, very heavy rain in this area as well. And then back to Desert Doppler, just so you can see what it looks like on radar as we move these storms northwest. This should be impacting the Sky Harbor area very shortly and the downtown Phoenix area very shortly. We do have one of our tower cams from the city of Phoenix, which shows that rain that is slowly moving towards their area right now. And let me go ahead and bring back for you our live drive. You can see how much rain that is coming up from this area right here. Very, very heavy rainfall in this area. It looks like we just pulled off to the side. Might be making a U-turn, but again, that is in the central Phoenix area. As you take a look at Desert Doppler, you can see where this rain is moving to, moving northwest, right towards the downtown Phoenix area, right towards the Phoenix Metro. Right now, it should be approaching State Route 143. 143 should be seeing some heavy rainfall right now as you work your way towards the mini stack where the 51, the 202, and the 10 connect, and then the stack where the I-17 and the 10 connect. So heads up, Glendale, Goodyear, you should be seeing some rainfall here very, very shortly.